all of tonight's game threes between the Sixers and Celtics. Stephen A., you start here. You got LeBron James grabbing 7 or more boards tonight when the Lakers face the Rockets. Why?
Listen, it's LeBron James. He's been exceptional. Can't say enough about him. I think that even though Michael Jordan is always and forever will be my GOAT, that this is the greatest case LeBron has ever made for GOAT status, considering the longevity of his excellence and the way he's looked in this series and throughout the season. Nothing but applause for him. And 7 rebounds tonight with as many shots as the Houston Rockets inevitably will miss. It is definitely conceivable he will have at least 7 rebounds tonight. All I'm going to say about it is this. Just the same way I'm going off about the New York Knicks, Kevin Durant better not get his ass swept. I know that much. He's too great to allow that to happen against the Lakers team without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. That would be very, very embarrassing and a stain on his illustrious legacy. I'm telling you that right now.
Austin Reeves is questionable for this game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Shanae, now to you in the Celtics-Sixers matchup. You like Jaylen Brown to score 25 or more points. Why?
Because he's going to be motivated alongside his Boston Celtics squad. This is a squad that took an L. They really got VJ Max going, and I like to see how he responds. He's had an MVP type of season with his usage, and it's just like a layup to him. 25 points coming off of a 36-point game where he knocked down 5 threes, took the L. I think they're going to come back in a mean way. The mean green will be back, starting with JB.
And I will roll with you in JB. I expect Jaylen Brown to hit 2 or more threes because he has made 2 or more threes in his last 7 playoff games. The Celtics are so good after a loss this season. I expect them to respond in a big way against the 76ers. What this playoffs have been all about, responding and adjusting. So to recap here, we are going with LeBron James, 7 or more rebounds, Jaylen Brown to score 25 or more points, and then Jaylen Brown to also have 2 or more made threes. The odds of this same game parlay are currently plus 247 on DraftKings. Let's stay now with the NBA. In the playoffs, the Timberwolves put on a defensive clinic to take a 2-games-to-1 series lead over the Denver Nuggets last night, winning 113-96. The Wolves set the defensive tone early on, holding the Nuggets to 11 first-quarter points, and it continued all game as the Nuggets shot just 34% from the field, Denver's worst shooting game all season long. So despite finishing with 27 points, Nikola Jokic had his worst shooting night of his postseason career, shooting 26.9% from the field. He made just 7 field goals, went 2 of 10 from long range. Chiney Ogwumike is back here with us. Is Jokic the reason the Nuggets are now down in this series, considering what you saw last night? Chiney.
Bonjour, Stephen A. Je m'appelle Chiney. Et Rudy Gobert, il est magnifique. Il est magnifique. He has been phenomenal. Rudy Gobert's defense, he's been magnificent. I hope I did all the French people proud there with my pronunciation. I'm more of a Spanish girl.
You did. You did me proud.
Igbo girl.
You did me proud. You did me proud.
Yes,
I'm here to tell you.
I'm an Igbo girl, but I pivoted a little bit because Rudy Gobert, il est magnifique. He's been fantastic in this matchup. I wouldn't say that it's Nikola Jokic by himself because no Aaron Gordon has been a big factor as well when it comes to their burst and their production like we saw yesterday. But I am in awe. Rudy Gobert is probably one of the most criticized players in the NBA, and the Frenchman has taken this matchup personally. He has looked phenomenal. And if you think about what this matchup has done defensively, he held Jokic in this series so far to 13 of 40 shooting, 4 of 19 from 3. And a lot of people we've seen multiple highlights isolate Rudy Gobert one-on-one. We've seen like Luka Doncic, a number of players try to just get at him that way. Well, you know, Nikola Jokic has had opportunities one-on-one on the top of the key. Again, he's been able to move and keep him in single coverage. Right now, the Timberwolves, we saw what Jayden McDaniels said. They want the smoke. They want the smoke, and we're seeing the best version of these teammates that are the supporting the superstar in Anthony Edwards. So you have to give a lot of credit to the Frenchman for rising to the occasion in this moment.
I have to. I got to get a little personal here first for a second here, Shay. and Chanae, I mean, listen, I'm living a good life. I'm pretty damn happy, to say the least. But I must admit, in all my years on this earth, I've never dated a woman from France or anything like that. But after hearing Chanae, I was like, what have I been missing? What have I been missing?
Oh.
I mean, that language, that verbiage right there, that kind of turned me on. Anyway, let me get back to the focus at hand. I got to tell you, when you look at Jokic, in all seriousness, when you look at Jokic, here's the issue, okay? He's not healthy. He's not healthy. He's not himself, Janae. We all know that. He's not himself. And so because he's not himself, you looking at him, he shoots better than that. I mean, what are we, 7 for 26? That's not Jokic. We know how he usually has a field day against Rudy Gobert. We understand it. They don't look themselves. Jamal Murray's got to step it up. And McDaniels, give him credit. He talked the talk, then he stepped on the court and backed it up. Minnesota's got that size, they've got athleticism, they got Ant-Man, and they got the cats around them stepping up their game, including Julius Randle doing what they got to do. Denver's in a bit of trouble here, no doubt.
And Minnesota Timberwolves have been calling for it, and here they are, and the Denver Nuggets in a world of hurt. Is there anything, though, Kevin Durant and the Rockets can do to...
Minnesota goes on to win 113-96. Your biggest takeaway from what Minnesota did and how they did it?
Well, I'm telling you, this is about defense. This is literally what McDaniels was talking about, but it's also about the matchup. A 3-time MVP, a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. How are you stopping Jokic? Because he's the centerpiece of everything that they do in Denver. He's one-on-one with him in this series, and he has been dominating him the last 2 games. The numbers tell you he's got Jokic shooting 38% from the field. Look at the three-point shooting as well. He is literally the Stifle Tower stifling Jokic.
And if you pull up the box score and you look, 27-50, that doesn't tell the story. That doesn't tell the story of what Jokic has been.
He had 3 assists.
He's frustrated on the floor.
Very.
And when you look at this, Monica, and the rest of the series, are the Timberwolves in the driver's seat right now?
It feels that way, Nagandi, and I keep thinking back to like origin story, right? Like Tim Connelly literally built a team to beat the Nuggets, and it is coming to fruition again, right? Like, and we're still in the era of the league where defense, I think, deserves so much credit, and the Wolves over the Nuggets, especially without Aaron Gordon, are poised to defend.
Tim Connelly, former Nuggets general manager, by the way.
So he understands the roster buildup and some of these guys, especially the foundational pieces. And right now, the Timberwolves backing up all that talk. Alan, Monica, thank you so much.
I thought that this team's core veteran experience would be the differentiating factor versus a young and inexperienced Hawks team. And CJ McCollum, who has had big moments in the postseason prior to becoming an Atlanta Hawk, has just shown up twice now and taken over late in the ballgame. I mean, he had 2 shots in the 4th quarter. Of course, one being ultimately the go-ahead basket, but it's 6 points in the 4th quarter of the game 2 as well. So it's not that he's going off, it's just he's hitting big shots and big moments, and the Knicks have not been able to contain him.
Alan, you brought it up on the highlight last hour defensively. We could talk about the Knicks offense, but defensively, there's some disappointment here. What are you seeing from the Knicks specifically here, defending the Hawks late?
It's the matchups, right, that you're looking at. And number one, what the Hawks are doing is they are hunting Jalen Brunson a lot of times when he's on the floor, and whoever he is guarding has a green light. But late in games, you're also seeing situations with Mike Brown. He's trying to find a defensive lineup, and he's struggling to do that. Mikal Bridges is supposed to be one of their top defenders, and he's a guy that barely played in the second half because he really wasn't getting anything done offensively. But on that McCollum, the go-ahead game-winning basket, you had Deuce McBride on him, and you let him go right. This is out of it. This is an inbounds play. It was a perfectly run inbounds play, but you're seeing it all spread out. No Mitchell Robinson on the floor, who's their best big man defender, who could be able to come over and make him adjust that shot. It is a great shot and a great play call. But for the Knicks defensively, you feel like you've got to do better. You've got to do more, because who else was going to take this shot?
You know, Han, I think there's been a little bit of chess match involving in this one. Like Dyson Daniels has kind of been off the floor, and Jonathan Kuminga was on the floor, to your point, in terms of going after Jalen Brunson. And I hear you on the Mitchell Robinson thing as of late, because the Knicks did end up calling a timeout to set up their final play. But I think there's so much mindfulness in terms of the free throw issue when it comes to Robinson. But defensively there's just been these moments where You expect this team to sort of close ranks and make the play. That's what we had seen in terms of them being one of the better fourth quarter performers during the course of the regular season, and they struggled to do that here in the postseason.
I think you got to give credit to Quinn Snyder.
Yes.
He is dominating this series right now against Mike Brown. It's fair to say that. You call out players all the time for their matchups. In some cases, you also got to look at coaching, and Quinn Snyder, the last 2 games, has been really good.
It's been a clinic from Quinn and CJ together. You
They
got a coach on the floor as well. Keep in mind here, DraftKings Sportsbook now has the Hawks as the favorites to win this series. They got Game 4 in Atlanta.
Tone down the
2-1.
enthusiasm on that one, all right, please?
Yeah, come on.
All right?
Come on.
You're in New York. Be careful.
Hey, the Sixers win one game. I feel all of a sudden